Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We're now entering into the live demonstration of what we fondly refer to as the train set. My name's Martin Henfield, and my job is to take you through the process and introduce you to various partners who form the Warehouse Technology Group. You, of course, as you are doing, can watch it all on the big screen TV. Our pictures are coming to you by radio transmission, and I think you've got to agree the picture definition and quality is terrific. Before starting, can I just point out that all partner companies are available for detailed discussions once the train set is complete, so please feel free to approach any partner who's of particular interest to you. I'm accompanied on this journey by Phil Culling, Chairman of the Ready Group and co-founder of the Warehouse Technology Group, who's going to share some thoughts with us on the way round. Good morning, Phil. Could you set the scene?
Morning, Martin, certainly. Firstly, welcome to everybody. And can I firstly apologise for the toing and froing for the seminars. The numbers turning out today exceeded our expectations, so we had to make a hasty decision to move you to the larger seminar theatre, but I hope you enjoyed the occasion. The WTG, the Warehouse Technology Group, was founded several years ago by myself and the owner of Mantra Learning, Mark Curry, when we shared a common vision to provide a best-in-class facility using top-range products from a number of companies which fully reflect the working of a normal modern-day warehouse. As we tour the facility, you'll see this described, but it's important, I think, to realise that this isn't just a demonstration. What you're about to witness is what happens in this centre week in, week out. You're going to be seeing young people training in our industry. So with that, I'll pass you back to Martin.
Thanks, Phil. So let's go. We're currently in the battery storage area of the warehouse, and we're going to see the fast rise door, and by God, it is fast. And here to explain it from the company Union Industries is Alan.
Good morning everybody. Welcome to the Warehouse Technology Group May event. Union doors, yes, our doors are manufactured in Leeds in West Yorkshire. They're all very fast doors, as you can see. One of the benefits of being a local manufacturing company is all the spare parts are held on stock, so downtime is at an absolute minimum with the doors. It's a big problem with a lot of high-speed doors on the market that they come from the continent, so spare parts are not readily available. Due to the robust nature of our doors, we are confident in our products, so much so we now offer free entry into our lifetime warranty scheme for all our customers.
And being fast, of course, is an asset, keeps the heat in and the cold out.
Absolutely, all different benefits to our doors: heat loss control, temperature, segregation of areas, hygiene issues, loads of benefits to all different types of industry sectors.
Alan, thanks very much indeed. Okay, this is where we're going to move to the conveyor belt, but no ordinary belt, as you're going to find out. We're also going to meet the star of our show. So just follow me round here, and here is the star of our show. No, it's not Barry, he's in the picture again. You'll see him from time to time. It's the red box. It's easily identifiable as it begins its journey. The young people in high visibility yellow back in the truck are currently undergoing training, and Richard Weston from Mantra Learning will explain later about the course on offer. Off goes the red box. The boom conveyor, supplied by Sovex, is now operating, and Steve, when I can find him, will explain exactly what's happening. Steve, take it from here.
Good morning, everybody. The trailer typically arrives at the loading dock. You'll find that it's loaded floor to ceiling with a loose loaded product. The vehicle loader is basically a belt conveyor that's able to extend and retract, which minimises the amount of walking the operator does with inside the trailer. The operator has control buttons at the front of the machine, so it's very safe for him to operate and reduces walking time. You'll notice when the product's put onto the belt moves at a constant speed and creating a gap between the parcels. This gap between the parcels allows us to do various processes along the belt. And if I can hand over to Barry now.
Okay, so we'll bring Barry in for your part of this operation, Barry.
Morning, Martin. Morning, everybody. Yes, Codeway. What we, as it says on the posters here, we identify, track and control. So here we are at Goods In, and what we're showing is how you can automatically scan everything that comes into the warehouse. This is going straight to the main warehouse system. And of course the big advantages here are speed of getting the items in, accuracy, and getting rid of paperwork. So what we're actually doing here, we've actually got an RFID antenna, that blue ring there, and on boxes we've got some RFID tags, so that everything that is coming in is automatically being recorded. But of course this is fundamental to go to the main system software, so we hand over to Alex, who will talk to us from Chess.
Thanks, Barry. What I like about Barry is he doesn't need a microphone. Chess Logistics Technology, here's Alex.
Okay, good morning everybody. They won't like me for saying this, the rest of them, but the warehouse management system in many ways is probably the most important item in the warehouse in terms of equipment.
On their behalf.
Yes, it's designed to record and manage all stock movements within the warehouse and plays a key role in automating decision making, process handling and data collection. It also has to integrate with a variety of equipment, for example automated storage systems and handling equipment like conveyors, as we've already seen. It will also have to integrate with other software applications like ERP systems for the purposes of capturing sales orders and sharing data across the supply chain. Any warehouse management system is interdependent on things like mobile computers and peripheral products like labeling and product ID, barcode scanning and data capture methods like RFID. So the WMS performs many roles and provides many benefits in terms of accuracy, efficiency and productivity.
Maximum return on investment, in fact. Okay, this is where we go upstairs to the mezzanine floor. This is all very reminiscent of any of you who are old enough to remember Challenge Annika. Do you remember how she used to walk away from the camera? As you can see, the view of my rear is not quite so appealing, but never mind. What we're going to find out when we get there is that the red box has reached the mezzanine floor via the conveyor belt. Once again, Mike's following me with the camera and the pictures are being relayed to you by radio. This is where I've got to do something wonderful. I've got a script in one hand, a microphone with the other, and a shut door. However, I have opened it. So, here we are. We've reached the mezzanine and we're transferred via the Canap Bend. And they're represented here by Mick. Mick, can you tell us more?
Yes, thanks very much for coming everyone. Yes, what we've got on the top here is a belt bend which enables us to not only transport boxes but any non-standard packages, jiffy bags, etc. We've got a completely built up unit which is delivered in this fashion and is ready for use.
What we should point out, of course, is that the rollers give way to the midi-move conveyor.
Yes, the midi-move conveyor is a range of products manufactured by Canap, and what we have, it's designed to carry boxes, cartons, totes up to a weight of 50 kilograms. It's a standard design, which means that you don't need any expensive special design requirements, as all the system can be manufactured from standard components.
Mick, thanks very much indeed. We're now going to reach the end of the conveyor. We've also arrived at the red box. The script says it's now being packed, wrapped and labelled by the Mantra learners. And once again, we've got Barry to explain exactly what is happening. Barry.
Hi, Martin again. Yes, so what happens often, of course, in the warehouse is that we have pallets coming in, which are then broken down, decanted into individual boxes, or in this case, the opposite way around. We've got individual cartons coming in, which are then being palletized. The trick, from a systems point of view, is that then you've got to identify the pallet at this stage for its onward movement. And where Codeway comes in is we provide integrated labeling systems that will then produce the correct identification for that product so that we can then onward track it through the warehouse process.
Thanks, Barry. Nice to see them spewing out of the machine like that. We're going to move now to Richard, and we'll explain a little more about what the learners are doing on this course. Before handing over to Richard, I'd like to point out that the packaging materials being used are being taken out of the storage bins by J.W. Whittle. So just have a shot, Mike, if you will, of the storage bins, and then we'll turn to Richard and hear from him.
Thank you, Martin. The learners we have here today are part of our Pathway to Apprenticeship programme in the age range of 16 to 18, and this is their first taster of work when leaving school. We put them on a programme here for around about 8 weeks and teach them all the craft skills they need to have in the warehouse. And as you can see, they do this day in, day out, using this equipment here. So when they get into an apprenticeship, they have those skills and they are about 50% more productive in their job than an untrained worker. We train about 120 of these learners at this age group every year, and we also work with unemployed people to refresh their skills, and we train about 1,200 of those every year as well. That's really it. We teach them how to be reliable, accurate and productive in the warehouse.
And presumably you help them get jobs at the end of it.
That's the upshot. That's what we're all about, trying to get young people into good, meaningful jobs. And we need good, skilled people in our sector.
Thanks, Richard. This is where we now bring in Phil Culling of the Warehouse Technology Group. Phil, just add something if you will.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. Yeah, I'd just like to say I think it's pretty obvious to everybody who's gathered downstairs with a number of orange vests that there are obvious commercial benefits to all the members of Warehouse Technology Group. That's why we're here. We all want your business. But we also take a sense of pride in a small way that we're helping the youth of today to enter our industry. And it's great to be involved in such an exciting project as Mantra and the teaching of young children today.
Thanks, Phil. Now we're going to see the pallet leave the mezzanine, and here's Danielle from Ready Group. We'll just move away from this piece of equipment, just in case, to explain exactly what is happening. Red box, of course, is on the pallet there.
Thanks, Martin. Now, as an integral part of a mezzanine floor, the pallet safety gate allows pallets to be loaded and offloaded with maximum safety. As well as offering full protection for your personnel, a pallet gate will also allow you to have the confidence that your company is adhering to key health and safety regulations.
So it's actually a safety device as well as a moving device.
That's correct.
Danielle, thanks. We're going to move now to Jim, who's right behind me, but actually our pictures, once we've started talking, Jim, are going to show your product, the Bendy truck. So tell us all about the Bendy.
Well, the Bendy, welcome to everybody to the WTG today. The Bendy was invented in the 1980s to basically act as a solution for the age-old problem of having to unload a lorry and then go into a narrow aisle rack with the pallet. So the Bendy came along in the 1980s as an innovative solution for that idea. The pallet, as you can see now, is being taken over to the area just now where you're going to see that the truck can then put it onto the conveyor system, the NAP conveyor system. Then the mini Bendy itself will actually take it round to the pallet live system also, just to demonstrate the benefits of using Bendy in a narrow aisle situation. Later on, the Bendy is available for people to have a wee go on outside in the juice factory just up the road there, and you'll also see the order picker Bendy as well that you can have a wee look at too.
I was going to say we're going to see another Bendy, another version shortly.
There's three of the models here today.
Not with you, but with Steve in just
Correct.
a minute.
Yeah.
Now, impressive or what? Our job now is to get down the stairs, and once again we've got contact with the red box, and as the pallet transfers to another conveyor, the tracking system takes on another dimension, which is explained by John from TouchStar. John.
Hello. Right, so what we're going to look at now is the use of a bit of technology for the next stage in the process. So what we have here, if you like to look up here, is a truck mount terminal. Has to be extremely rugged because this terminal's, the trucks generally have no suspension, so we need a really rugged computer. That has linked to it a barcode scanner, which we're going to use to scan the barcodes, and it's also linked in real time via Wi-Fi to the warehouse management system. So the warehouse, what basically is going to happen is the operator scans the product, the warehouse management system will then tell them exactly where to place the product in the warehouse. So it has total visibility of where there is free spaces in the warehouse, so we can get maximum space utilization.
John, thanks. We'll let the camera now, I was going to say, stay with the movement of the pallet, but we'll also bring in Mick. this is the transfer going on. Mick, what exactly is happening?
Right, what we've done now, we've loaded our full pallet onto the pallet conveyor. This particular unit is capable of carrying 1.5 tonnes, and by changing either the roller widths or the roller pitch, you can actually use other pallets. What we've got sat there is a Euro pallet, but we can use the Shep pallet or even bespoke customer pallets using standard components.
Mick, thanks very much indeed. This is where I turn to the audience. All satisfied with the pictures so far? Great bit of technology, isn't it? Then they are nodding, they are enthusiastic. So, let me remind you, as I said, that the best place to see it is on the screen. We're now taking the red box with others to the dynamic storage section, which is along here, and the bendy truck is going to take centre stage again, and this is where we're going to meet Steve.
Morning, Martin.
This is the smaller bendy.
It is the mini bendy, indeed. We're now the mini bendy, designed to give the same space-saving capability to its big brother, but with pedestrian operation, which brings the bendy to a whole new marketplace. The idea now is that the mini bendy will take this pallet from the NAP conveyor system and over into the internal live pallet storage area.
Once again, highly manoeuvrable and carry a fair load.
Yes, indeed. About 1.5 tonnes its base capacity, lift a tonne up to about 3-4 metres.
Steve, thanks very much indeed. Yeah, I know it's boys' toys, but I really do love these trucks. Whilst we're just getting final pictures of the small bendy, I'll get out of the way and we'll turn to Graham from Interroll. As soon as I can find him, standing behind Phil. Here he is. You're next to the pallet live racking, so what exactly is happening here, Graham?
Okay, well, we're about to get run over first of all, so we should move. Okay, Steve's going to take the pallet down to the loading face, but what we want to show here is how pallet live solutions can benefit typical warehouses where you're working with wide aisle pallet racking, but you have a fast throughput of stock. And the efficiencies, increased efficiencies we can offer will be seen when Steve's loaded this pallet. Now the typical, the first efficiency that you will benefit from is reducing the number of aisles. So we can see here Steve now loading, he's only got one loading aisle, and the pallet will flow down by gravity with control, with a number of speed controllers to the pick face here. So there is zero energy consumption because everything's with gravity, and you get typical return on investments of under 2 years. But one of the important features of this system is accurate stock rotation with first in, first out principles, reducing waste with fresh and date-sensitive products. You get shorter travel times with increased order picking efficiency and improved productivity. And you get separate replenishment and picking zones. As with any dynamic storage solution, the important thing is to have a good partner to support your product on, and we're lucky in this instance to be partnering with ReadyRack and their very robust racking. So thank you very much, Martin.
Thanks, Graham. That's where we're going next. ReadyRack has built the racking to accommodate the bended truck, and this is where we're going to pick up Tim, if I don't get run over by Steve in the bendy. We'll let him go past, and I'll find Tim on the other side of the bendy next to the racking. What can you tell us? Actually, you've come up with a couple of words I have never heard before, or at least never known what it meant. The sacrificial leg.
Well, this is the sacrificial leg. This is one of many features that involved in the ReadyRack pallet racking system. This means that the damaged section of the frame can be changed in a really short time. And there's a video that shows that, which features and shows the benefits of it.
Right, thanks, Tim. Can I repeat that if you've got any questions, of course, you can track any of the partners down and ask those questions. They're easily identifiable in these fetching blue vests, high-vis Well, I think they're rather low-vis, but they match your eyes, Tim, in fact. Now, as you watch the camera, it says focusing on the learners who are the other side of the racks here. We're about to pick up the red box again. We've got a lot of activity in this area, but I'm going to walk around and meet Chris Hopkirk of ASG to explain about the vital labelling that enables it to be all tracked.
Thanks, Martin. Yeah, the labels that we use are just not any old sticky label, Martin. Most people will probably leave this as the last thought when they put a racking system in and a new operation. So when we look at the label, you can see, just looking at the label, the barcode and the digits, it's very important that we liaise very closely, as we do with companies like Chess, with the WMS system, the racking companies, to ensure the correct locations, and a location file is provided. Now, I'd really urge many people to do this as early as possible, because a lot of the time we get called in just when the racking's going up and everyone suddenly think, where are we going to put my pallet? So the label is pretty important, I have to say. Designs of the labels, we work very closely with the end users to come up with the correct design. And obviously, with companies like Touchstar, and as you can see here, our learner here scanning the label. The label itself is made of polyester. It's a very durable product, so over years it won't stretch and distort the barcode. And a key element to this particular label is the fact that we laminate it. It gives it added protection, and it gives it. We offer a 10-year guarantee for scanning over that period of time. Installation, again, if you're going to build a warehouse with 40,000 pallets, and I've heard many people say they're going to install the labels themselves, I wish them luck. You know, we've got to get it in the right place, and it's got to be straight, and ASG will guarantee that. The hardware is very important, and we liaise very closely with companies like Touchstar to ensure scanning is correct. And I'd just like to hand over to John at Touchstar so you can talk a bit more about that.
It's interesting how you do all work together on these projects.
We certainly do.
Okay, let's bring in John from Touchstar.
And we never fight, of course.
Oh, no.
No. So, look, what we're going to do now is look at how we use the handheld scanners. So, we have a handheld scanner here, if you'd like to have a look. This is a very rugged device again. Again, it's connected to the warehouse management system via Wi-Fi. It's real-time, so we know exactly what's to be done. The operator is actually given instructions as to what to pick. The first thing they do is when they come up to the racking is they actually use these check digits on the racking to identify that they are where they're meant to be. That's very important. Once they've actually identified where they are, they're given the instruction to pick, told how many to pick. They scan the label on the product, which is effectively its birth certificate throughout the system, and then it's in the system knows where it is. Because it's real time, because we've got this ability to identify exactly what's in each location, if a pick location is being picked dry, somebody can come in and quickly replenish it so that the picking process is seamless.
Thanks, John. I can see Graham over there. Graham, I'm pretty slow to take up these things, but would I be right in saying that this is similar to pallet live storage, but for boxes?
Well spotted, Martin, absolutely correct, and I'd be happy to talk you through our carton live systems if you want to come over and have a look.
Well, I'd be happy to let you, but I'm not going to, because the people who are going to buy it from you and are interested in it are right behind it. They'll be talking to you later in the day.
That's great.
I'm in fact going to move to Tim, because Tim from Luxonic, he's going to describe the lighting system. Before you do, Tim, I must say, it's impressive because for 25 years I worked in television, and for many years filming in places like this, we had to have a battery of powerful lights and an army of lighting men, which cost a fortune. Here we've got lighting which is good enough for television, certainly good enough for working in. So tell us more.
Thanks, Martin. The main feature of the light fittings we have installed here is automatic lighting control. Each fitting is equipped with its own presence detector, allowing it to dim down or switch off when the area below is unoccupied. Typically, this leads to a 75% energy saving when compared to normal technologies employed in warehouses. This gives a shortened payback period of between 1 and 2 years. Our USP for light fittings is their efficiency. We aim to provide the optimal amount of light in a warehouse for the least amount of power.
I think you're going to be a popular figure when the questions come up. Tim, thanks very much indeed. This is where we have a look, and it's well concealed, but absolutely essential to a warehouse, and that is the sprinkler system in the racking. It's on the underside of the mezzanine you've already seen, and of course underneath the sections of the racking. It's installed, designed and supplied by Newform Fire UK, and here in this warehouse there's a fully scaled demonstration of an LPC approved sprinkler system, including all the necessary flow equipment. And David or Eddie Carswell from Newform will be happy to answer any technical queries you've got. Now, as the learners continue to pick the boxes, the TouchStar technology helps to deliver great accuracy of the picking and put away process. And as the bendy truck transfers the pallet to the next stage, I'm going to draw your attention to the mesh at the back of the rack here. Sorry, it's behind the TV screen you're watching, and it's right behind Jeff McBride, who's going to explain all about it.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. Well, wherever a walkway or working area is adjacent to pallet racking, it's important that personnel are protected from any falling material that might result from the collapse of a beam or a pallet. And here we see a robust, fully welded steel mesh anti-collapse safety screen, which has been installed by Troax. Just before we move on from here, I'd also point out that Troax have also created the classrooms underneath the mezzanine and the office on the far end of the mezzanine above the battery management area using their fully demountable double-skin steel partitioning.
So a simple but very safe device in a warehouse.
Absolutely vital, yes.
Jeff, thanks very much indeed. Now we're going to pick up the transfer of the pallet from the bendy to the labelling machine. And this is where I walk round and meet you all again. And once again, we've got Barry. Hi. This is the labelling machine.
Yes, Martin. The standard for pallet label, pallet consignments, is called the SSCC label, which stands for Serial Shipping Container Code. And quite often pallets are arriving at the final point, either by conveyor or, as we've seen here, with a bendy. The first thing we have to do is identify what that pallet is.
You're pointing at the pallet, which is arriving now.
If you remember, there was RFID tags in these boxes, and above the cameraman there is an RFID reader which identifies the pallet, shouts to the host system. The host system then allocates the next SSCC pallet number, and this machine is an automatic two-side pallet labeler. So with a bit of luck, if I twist the knob here, what you'll see is an A5 label being produced, put onto one side of the pallet, and doing exactly the same on the adjacent side. And there's actually a barcode reader on the apply head that makes sure that that pallet is identified as it should be.
Fantastic. Okay, this is where we're going to talk about something that to me seemed totally insignificant, but in fact is really important and high tech. It's the line markings on the floor. Now I thought that was just paint. It isn't, as you're going to find out. So we're going to meet Chris to tell us a bit more about the line markings. We'll just show them on the screen as well while we do. Chris?
Thanks, Martin.
I think we're a bit near the loudspeaker, so let's go back a bit. Okay.
Just like any old sticky label, it's not just any old paint, Martin, I'm afraid. Obviously, notwithstanding the health and safety elements of having walkways, that's very important. The way that we put paint down and how we prepare the floor is equally important. And to every person who runs a warehouse, there's always going to be a compromise. Everyone wants it quickly dried, they want it down instantly, and they want it to last forever. I can do that to a certain extent, but I have my limitations. So we have two areas here. We've got the walkways, and then we've got the marshing lanes over here.
Now, these are the yellow striped what did you call them?
marshalling lanes.
Marshalling lanes.
Yeah, that's where we deposit the pallets ready to go out into the warehouse, into the articulated trucks. Now the key thing here is really how you identify marshalling lanes, and we do a number of different systems. If we look down on the floor here, you'll see there's stencils, which we paint, and then there's floor labels, which we can also use for a barcode. Now, unfortunately, trucks are trucks, and they will cause damage. So the ideal way of marking a marshalling lane is, if you look above you, is for hanging signs. And those using, obviously, TouchStar technology can scan at those sort of heights, and that's the safest and easiest way to identify a marshalling lane. In terms of line marking preparations, there are a number of different ways of doing it. Diamond shaving, which is the most durable, can last up to 10 years. And our most unique solution at the moment is working with UV instant cure paint. Don't get too excited, but it will work. Over a period of time, we can do that up to minus 28 degrees. So yeah, it's not just any old paint.
It occurs to me that if I was building a warehouse, which I'm not going to do at my advanced age, but if I was, I'd really need all you guys together at the initial planning stage. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Well, without question, I think you'll find that whenever you talk to any of us, we always have someone else in the background or someone else in mind that we need to talk to about.
It's a network.
Absolutely, a network of good companies that certainly deliver a good solution.
Chris, thanks very much indeed. Now, I think whatever the colour of the paint on the floor, and however grubby it might get from daily use, I think that cleanliness and good order is vital in a warehouse. Now, we're moving across to the cleaning machines and to FIMAP, where we're going to meet Lorette, there are three here, who's going to tell us more. Lorette.
Thank you.
I'll hold the microphone.
All right. FIMAP offer a full range of scrubber dryers and sweepers. They're designed to be easy to use and also easy to train on. In addition, they require minimal maintenance and service, as well as being both energy and water efficient. All this combined, FIMAP still offer full life costs, which is recognised as being lowest in class.
Now, are they really easy to operate? Got a bit of training.
A little bit of training, but they are easy to use.
As a layman, I'm going to ask, are they expensive? Or is that a silly question because they'll cover their costs within a short time?
They're not as expensive as some of the cleaning machines we know. These are actually very good. Also, as well, on the scrubber dryers, you can actually claim back 20% of the cost of the machine against your corporation tax.
I'm glad we made that point. It starts making it all worthwhile. Lorette, thanks very much indeed. We're going to find Barry again. It's been difficult to keep him out of this production, I must say, because he is in the dispatch area. Pretty vital, once again, to keep tracking on it, isn't
Exactly,
it?
Martin. We're going full circle here. We identified what came into the warehouse. We now need to identify what goes out of the warehouse. So you've seen the SSCC pallet label, which was put on over there. That can be scanned, or again, we can use RFID. If you remember, there was the sky patch, which was hanging from the ceiling, which could record everything that goes out of the warehouse. But we've also got, down on the floor here, rubber mats. So anything that goes over those rubber mats, again, can be automatically tracked. They actually use these, would you believe, in things like athletics. So you could have a tag in your shoe, and as I run in...
Don't overdo it.
time and date of when you pass. So the dispatch you've tracked out.
Barry, thanks. We must sign you up for our next documentary. So our journey just about reaches its end. Before we go, though, I'd like to highlight what to me looks like a significant example of quality British engineering and introduce you to Mike from Power Logic, who's going to explain a little bit more. So if I can find Mike, who's behind this stand over here, cameraman will follow me. They're both called Mike, by the way, cameraman and Mike from Power Logic. So this is Mike from Power Logic.
Thanks, Martin. You found me at last. Excellent. Welcome to the Power Logic Battery Transfer Suite. As you can see here, what we try to do at the end of the system, when your fork truck has a flat battery, we can provide a means of change in a safe, structured manner. What you can see here, we've got a few pieces of kit on out of the range that we provide, from manual pieces of kit right through to battery stroke electrical ride-on pieces of kit. Typically, also what we can provide is making sure that you have a fully charged battery on the system ready for your trucks to keep on going. Now, a typical system can sort of save up to 80% on your premium floor space, which is a big saving these days, and also offer a typical battery transfer within 4 minutes. It covers the MHE issue, and it's the best way to keep your vehicles moving and to reduce your downtime. So please come along and let's have a little look.
They're very sturdy, very strong. As we said, quality British engineering.
All manufactured within the UK. Excellent. Every last little bit, everything is resourced through here.
Mike Green, thanks very much indeed. Well, that is just about it. I'll be joined by Phil in a minute to say a few words. Thanks for your patience and your attention. I hope you found it as interesting as I've done. In fact, I've learned a lot. And that you'll tackle, question, quiz all the partners afterwards. Personally, my thanks to everybody that's helped me do this, but the last words go to Phil.
Thank you, Martin, once again. I know when we first spoke, you did say this was going to be a challenging yet interesting task. Thankfully, we had your expertise and advice to get us to where we are, and ensured a presentation that I think has been second to none. It's been a joy working with you, and as a token of the gratitude of all the WTG partners, this isn't on your script.
Ooh.
We'd like you to accept this as a gift.
Ooh,
I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it involves golf and alcohol.
Oh, it's not a bendy truck. Oh.
Okay. I think as well, I'd also like to ask you to join with me in a round of applause for the learners and Paul, who led this team so well, who've allowed us to present this train set to you. Can I also make special thanks to Bendy Trucks, who you've obviously heard quite a bit about during the course of the train set, but also a bit of a silent partner, unless you were in the seminar just before we started, and that is Unipart. Unipart have been working alongside the WTG now for the last 3 events, and we hope to invite them back on many future occasions. So the train set is complete, but the networking is just beginning. So please feel free to spend the rest of the next hour mingling with anybody with a blue vest. Lunch will be served in about 5 minutes. It takes the form, if you don't already know, of a spit roast. That is happening just outside the roller shutter doors because the weather's fairly decent to us today. And you've got the chance to chat to people during that lunch period before we kick off the seminar programme for this afternoon. So thank you all for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.